Namaskar, I am Dr. Ritu Tiwari, student of Bhishmak School of Indic Studies, appearing in the master course of Kautilya's Arthashastra. This is the video assignment which is I am submitting for the semester 1 evaluation, and for the paper 3 MK3 Kautilya in historical perspective I am presenting today's assignment on the topic of date of Mahavira. Uh, as we know, there is so many sources to identify the historical facts, and um, from the big gap between these all the facts and our present scenario, we are not able to take a complete picture of this uh, uh, particular dates and timing and the era of particular person. Mahavir is a very famous personality in the history as well as in nowadays also. So there are so many literature gathered to confirm the era or a period of Mahavira and the date of Mahavir. The Jaina tradition holds that Mahavir left this world 15 years after the death of Bhagwan Buddha. He took place, which approximately took place in 1805 BC. Therefore, Mahavira's end came 15 years later in 1790 BC. It is agreed to all hands that his lifespan of was about 72 years. So there is confirmed evidence to prove that he lived 70 years of his life. So Mahavira's period work out 1862 BC to 1790 BC. But as usual, instead of accepting this Puranic chronology, the Indologists have preferred to probe deeply into some stray statement in the Jainist literature which do not agree in themselves. Another traditional state that Mahavira's death took place some 155 years before Chandragupta Maurya. According to these calculations, it worked out 1689 BC, while according to the Puranas, the date is 1790 BC. The third Jain tradition gave his death as 605 years before the crowning of Shaka king. The Shaka king Kanishka was coronated in 1294 BC in Kashmir. Thus, the date of Mahavir Nirvana would be 1899 BC. Both these traditions are somewhat nearby Purana chronology, which give the period of Mahavira as 1862 BC to 1790 BC. An important Jain book, Thitogoli Penya, has stated a phrase, a verse on Mahavira's death. From that text, we can say that uh, um, it is happening somewhere in the city of, it is very much related with the king of Palana, the coronated in the city of Avanti. From the Sanskrit play Marichitika, is it gathered that Palak was regathered by the Jainas as one of their follows. The author of this play, therefore, did not think that the city had become often because the possessing away the Mahaviras. The king Palaka was the second king in Pradyot dynasty. According to the Puranas, his date is 2131 BC. Referring all these texts, now we have 2-3 other opinion. Indologists has different idea. They are presuming that Mahavira's Nirvana date is 605 years, but it is very scattered and somewhere is not related with all the facts which they provided. So Palaka, Nandas, Mauryas, Pushyamitras and Balamitra, Nahasena, all these are accumulated by 605 years. But it is not worthy, and it is not mentioned clearly that Mahavira belongs on that period. one very interesting story which is cited in a Jain tradition, that this is called the Kalakacharya story. In this story, Kalakacharya was a Sandina yogi and lived in Ujjain with his sister Saraswati and the then king Darpana, which is called as Gardabhila dynasty region. He forcibly brought Saraswati and put her in the cell of palace. The king refuses to release her in spite of the appeal from Kalakacharya and others. Kalakacharya become very furious and want to take the help of king of Bharuch, Balamitra, but Bharuch king refused to help him because he has a wonderful army and a force. Kalakacharya then approached 96 noble kingdom called Hindu Gadesh, which is called nowadays, it is assumed that it must be somewhere around Hindukush and Iran, Afghanistan region. And the Acharya enjoyed the hospitality of the chief of nobles and win their favor with the power of Tantra, Arta and astrology and medicine, and then they helped and they come to live in a Bharuch, and then Balabhadra helped them and defeated the king who invaded her sister and took forcefully with him. So after all these episodes, the Kalakacharya's sister Kalakacharya embraced Jainism, and that is assumed that after that the Jainism become very popular in the area, in the region of the India, which is called India. So thank you so much. We have more literature to understand on this topic. Thank you.